Here we go. And this, and copy, and whoops. Here we go. And this, and copy, and whoops. Here we go. And this, and copy, and wow, so it was just repeating itself. All right, I wanted to post the link to Facebook. And now, welcome to Drunk Yoga 5. I'm My Whisper, and this is Whisper After Dark. Once again, on a Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Without much further ado, the Drunk Yoga song. I hope the microphone doesn't go out of phase again. And that's the Drunk Yoga song. And this is Drunk Yoga, where I'm going to get drunk and do yoga. And the beer today, like the beer of last time, is Heineken. Very finely refined beer that, for some reason, doesn't give me hangovers. And I have a habit of stating before every drunk yoga that this is not a mockery of yoga in any way. Starting yoga was probably one of the most positive things that ever happened to me. Also, I'm not trying to make light of people who have problems with alcoholism or alcohol addiction. I understand that I have a habit that, I don't really think that it's an issue of any great importance. So, thumbs up. But there's something about doing yoga with a good alcohol buzz that really challenges, like your balance and your sense of motion, your sense of timing. And the funny thing is, after this, I'm probably going to go mow the lawn. I have this thing where if I don't have beer while I'm mowing the lawn, I get unhappy. And I wanted to do things a little different this time. I have a new microphone, and this is the Antelope Audio Edge Solo, and it's a modeling mic. In that, whatever you record with it, unless if you're using the Antelope Audio interface, then it will do this live. But if you're not, and I'm using Focusrite, so this is what I'm going to go through. Go through. Like, this is the procedure I'm going to follow. Excuse me. I'll record with it, and then in my DAW, my digital audio workstation, I'll run it through something called a VST, which is a plugin, an audio plugin, and it will change the characteristics of the microphone so that it will sound like a Telefunken or a Neumann or a I think even one of the microphones that it emulates is the Shure SM7B, which is funny because you're talking about like a $300 microphone. you know, if you're going to emulate microphones, emulate the $3,000-$4,000 microphones. Um, but yeah, you know what? I would say emulate all of them you can. Even like a $100 SM58 or SM57. I mean, screw it. Why not? Um, the software itself is small, and if you have the means of mimicking or modeling another microphone, then it just becomes parametric. I think at some point where you don't have to reinvent the wheel each time it rolls. Um, so yeah, I imagine they could probably emulate any microphone they want. You know, a Blue Yeti. Here you go. I mean, it's black, but it's a Blue Yeti. This is a good little microphone. Um, I wouldn't use it to record anything too serious, when it comes to like audio and stuff like that, music. Um, but for this, I mean, and I'm not, this this is silliness. Hmm. But it's also, uh, I don't want to say joyful, but yeah, joyful. um, there was a time not too long ago, and I'm not going to go showing the photographs because in Drunk Yoga 1, I spent like a half hour going over my photos. I used to photograph insects in flight. And I used to go to a very specific place on Long Island to photograph a variety of what are called hunting wasps. They're wasps in the family Sphecidae, and they're strikingly beautiful animals. And basically wasps are, I just think they're incredibly beautiful animals, and I like photographing them in flight. The thing is, though, is that I'm not on Long Island anymore. I'm in Kentucky, and Kentucky is an entirely different environment. We don't have much in the way of sandy soil here. And although I haven't been to any lakesides, I haven't been to any riversides. Um, and I've been focusing everything on fitness and music, and to a lesser degree, 3D modeling and rendering. So I haven't really had a chance to indulge in that. And where are you? Here you are. I keep this. This is a Nikon D7200, and I don't keep it in the case. I keep it on the shelf. Oh wow! And it has the 55 to 300 millimeter lens on it, which is, where are you? This is my baby. This is 105 millimeter micro Nikkor. Um, this is the lens I did all my shooting with. I think I have the 55 to 300 on there because I was going to probably shoot some horses or something like that. That's one thing great about Kentucky is that horses. If you love horses, this is the place to be. Um, and I love horses. The thing is, though, I love wasps more. Thing is, though, the horses I work with, I can go up to them, I can hug their faces, and I love them and they love me. I think they love me more because I feed them. But wasps, I've had some interesting interactions, but I don't think there's any love there. There's no affection. I did note curiosity in wasps. Wasps are curious animals. At least the Sphecidae are. And there's one called Sphex pensylvanicus, called the Great Black Wasp. And after like 4 beers, I'm going to start the yoga. But I was shooting, and these wasps are about an inch long, about an inch wingspan too, maybe an inch and a quarter, inch and an eighth, something like that. But gorgeous animals and very impressive and very intimidating. If you're afraid of wasps, the great black wasp will scare the crap out of you. I got to know their nature. They're really Spheccid wasps don't want to waste their venom on you. Um, they use it for hunting, and they use it because they're parasitoid. What they do is that they paralyze their prey. Their prey isn't to eat; it's for their babies to eat. They lay the eggs. You know, it's where the concept of alien comes from. H.R. Geiger's Alien, that was uh, used by what's his name, Ridley Scott. And I forgot who came up with the concept of, but the whole thing comes from Sphecid wasps. And there's a book that's available. What the hell is that? Not Creative Commons, public domain, by a guy named Henry Faber. He's French, so it's Henri Fabre, whatever the fuck. Oh, by the way, I say fuck in this because I'm not caring about monetization with this channel, my other channel, but that's one's still fucking bleeding off subscribers. And I'll show you why in a little bit. But yeah, this is what happens when I start talking about wasps. Um, anyway, Great Black Wasp. There's a part of Stratos Woods, and if you don't know what Stratos Woods is, it's just a place. It's heaven on earth to me, even though it's not even 20% of what it used to be. Um, but there was an area where brush would grow quite large, sometimes up about maybe 6.5, 7 feet, maybe even 8 feet. And there was a fire road, and I would go along this fire road, and in these bushes were these buds. They didn't quite flower. Well, they did flower, but they weren't like great blossoms or anything. But the wasps went absolutely nuts over this, and this was the high sugar diet that they use to power themselves, and they would bounce from bud to bud. There was a hollow, and I think I created this hollow with a machete one day, and I came back and I was shooting, and there was a great black wasp, and she was actually, I'm going to talk about two encounters with great black wasps. But anyway, the first time I kind of got in really close, and I wanted her in flight, and I only got one photo, well, two photos of a great black wasp in flight, and they're so frenetic the way they fly. You would think they drank like a pot of coffee, and I'm probably buzzing because I took about 400 milligrams of caffeine this morning. But here's the important thing: back to the great black wasp. There was this hollow from about 6.5 feet down to knee height, and basically, all right, let's say where the microphone is. That's where she's flying. She's doing her thing. I came in with the camera and I started cramping and closing in on her. Rather than just like sting me, or she started beating her wings very audibly, very loudly, and started spinning in circles. Well, not spinning, but flying in circles. And the circles kept getting wider in diameter, and I was forced to back up. And basically, that was her telling me to back off. And it may have just been pure instinct, with no forethought or anything like that. And I'm not going to try to guess the mind of an arthropod, but it had a profound effect on me. Now, there was another experience quite similar to that where the brush came to about my height, about 5.5 feet, maybe a little less. And there was a great black wasp, and she was just so calm and graceful. For the first time, I had never seen them fly mellow. They were always like bing, 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 ricochet rabbit stuff. Um, and I'm not going to say that she knew what I was doing, but it seemed like she flew like kind of towards me and right up, and she hovered there for like almost a second, and it was the shot I wanted, but I couldn't lift my camera up because I was just looking up at her like you know a fanboy, I guess, or somebody. I was enraptured though. Great black wasps, Sphex pennsylvanicus, are incredibly beautiful animals. The females are large and robust. The males, you can tell the males because they're a little bit smaller and they're not as dramatically sculpted. Um, and every entomologist and hymenopterist is probably like, that's not the terminology we use. Well, drunk yoga. Ah, but anyway, yeah, that's 900 miles away from me now. And I haven't shot since 2018. And hey, hey, wow, hey Garrett, I'm glad to see you're here. Garrett's a very dear friend of mine. We've been friends for decades, and he lived. Actually, I think his mom still does. Yeah, they still have the property on the other side of Stratos Woods, and those woods mean as much to him as they do to me. So yeah, and like I said, it's only 20%. 20% of what was there um, is remains. And you think Stratos Woods. You might have like Lothlorien or Rivendell kind of. No, it was a dumping ground for. I think Fairchild Republic, Stratos Sperry, and that's where the name Stratos comes from. And whoever else had what other aeronautical companies wanted to dump their crap on Long Island. Um, we used to play in the sumps. We used to party in the sumps. When we went from pre-teen to teen, we went from playing in the sumps to partying in the sumps. And who knows what the hell we were exposed to, but here's to Stratos. And let me see, we're 20 minutes into it almost, and I got more beers to drink. So, and then I'm going to be doing the yoga, which I haven't done since late March. So I'm going to be rusty. Mm. Wow. Um, I need more beer. I'll be right back. It was funny because I bought a. I was just gonna get like an 18 pack of Heinekens at Walmart, and I went to Costco because I wanted to get I use monk fruit erythritol sweetener instead of sugar because I have a sweet tooth. It has to be satisfied. And I also got these because I've been a helpless lard ass when it comes to like my whole fitness thing. I'm trying to lose 100 pounds. I was 225. I'm trying to get down to 125. I'm now like 144. I was 142 this morning, which had me like all psyched up because I've been tracking my weight on this, And whoops. As you can see, I started off, if you look, well, on Monday, May 1st, I went on a magical journey to Michigan. Um, but I started the month off, and the previous month, April, I was around 141, 142, 143. Sometimes I would dip below to like 139, 138. Um, and I hadn't gone back up to 150. I was 150 December 31st or January 1st, somewhere like that. And April was a weird month for me. It's like May's been a weird month. March just plain sucked. But April and May, April, screw April, it's in the past. May has been just like a wild month and in a good way. Um, and it feels like I'm back on track when it comes to my fitness goals, which is to get down to 125 pounds. Um, I wanted to. I think I'm gonna. I don't know. I think I might dye my hair to celebrate 125 pounds, and I don't want to do it like try to make myself look 20 years younger. Um, I want to do it just to make like a wild color. Like I want it to be black and red. And when I mean red, like a blood dark, rich red. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I really like the color of my hair now. I like the gray. I don't know. I just like it. And I don't want to get tongue tied like I do. I have another channel called My Whisper, which is the name I've been using, and there's a reason for that, and I don't want to get into it right now because I feel like it's kind of premature. And I'm really not going to know how I feel about it until I get back from Long Island, which is going to happen in July, it seems. I was really hoping to get up there the end of this month or sometime in June, but it looks like it's not going to happen until the week of July 8th. A friend of mine has this awesome, awesome, awesome 4th of July barbecue every year. And last year was the only year I've ever missed it. It was called off, I think, in 2019 or 2020 because of the COVID thing. It's been the last couple of years have been weird. For a long time, I lived at my mom's house in Bayshore, New York, and it was weird. I had a really weird upbringing, and yeah, I ended up staying home for a long time. The whole idea of like failure to launch, it wasn't so much that, but I would say fruitless launches. Like imagine the moon is over there, but you're launching your rocket that way, and it's not like you're gonna catch up with the moon on the other way. You're just in the wrong direction. And I don't really feel like the things I pursued were, wrong. But if you know me, you know how I tend to like, I get really deeply into something and then I'll find, like, oh, well, I gotta clean my room. Oh, wow, look at this old Dungeons and Dragons shit. And then suddenly, boom, I'm writing, all these Dungeons and Dragons things. And it's like, oh, wow, an old music theory book. Boom, I'm back into music theory. And then, oh, shit, yeah, the fitness stuff. But that's why I'm really trying to, like, find the priorities. And the first one should always be your health. And that's why the fitness thing is really important to me. And I've got some goals that are based on that, and one of them is and I'm going to give you a chance. If you have any kind of liquid in your mouth, if you're taking a drink right now, swallow, clear your mouth, clear your nose, because you're going to laugh your ass off. I want a bottle. And I think I've said this before in Drunk Yoga 4, but I want a model for what do you call it? Art classes. I don't want to do runway shit. I really, if there are independent designers, because I am getting into fashion a bit, um, not like I look at some of the stuff from the fashion shows and it's like a garbage bag with a fucking cube on your head and you're walking down the fucking runway like I'm in a garbage bag with a cube on my fucking head. It just no that I'm not. I love art. I love high art. I love avant-garde art. I love stuff that's really supposed to. But there are times where it's just like, you know what? You could tell the artist and the designer are just like, you know what? Let me just shit on the fucking model, because I'm this little fucking douchebag or this fat ass or whatever the fuck, and here's this gorgeous fucking model. Let me just shit on him and send him off on the fucking runway. And that's what it seems like to me a lot of times. But there are some really sincere, awesome fucking fashion designers out there that make clothes that I really have an interest in. Anyway, this is my weakness. This is kind of like, to me, alcohol is like cocaine. I could, if I suddenly can't get alcohol anymore, I was like, all right, fuck it, and I won't do coke anymore because of the fentanyl thing. It just seems like there are so many assholes that want to step on everything with fentanyl. I'm not. I was never into heroin, but it kind of sucks that anybody who is into heroin now has to think, "Wow, somebody cutting the shit with fentanyl for like a few fucking extra dollars," and it's a deadly fucking drug. I mean, I guess every drug is, but that one, the consequences just. I'm not even curious about the buzz, not even remotely. You know, I've never done meth, and I don't plan on it because I just picture it kind of like a dirty coke high, except it's speedier. I imagine it being speedier and less euphoric. I've never done MDMA or what's the other one? Ecstasy, Molly's, any of that shit. And I imagine that from my experience with Coke being kind of similar. And I'm kind of glad that I don't do it because I just imagine people like, I don't know, talking like I am now. But I'm really just prepping to, for yoga, drunk yoga. And last time, I couldn't do this shit. Yeah. And I think this was the leg that was fucking me up. Wow. And the thing is, I'm really a stickler on form. So when I do that, the leg I'm supporting myself on has to be straight. And you'll see when I start doing it. I might change into a pair of shorts because I like my legs to be visible. Um, um, yeah, I really just I like to be able to see the form, my form of. So yeah, I'm probably going to do that. Anyway, we're really close. 4 beers in half an hour. I think the most entertaining thing would be when I mow the lawn later. Oh shit. So it begins. I'm gonna go grab some more beers, and yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna drink all four of these. I might. I might not. Heineken should sponsor me. They really should. I have so many good things to say about their beer. It's really just such a clean, refined, and very tasty beer. It's just I used to think it was too sweet, but they changed it. It doesn't taste as sweet as it used to. Um, let's see what I'm doing with the label. I just don't. I screw up with left and right and shit because right below the camera's there, right there, and right below it, right there, is the monitor. But the thing is, though, it's split between two monitors. So the software, the OBS software, is between two monitors. There's monitor one and then monitor two. And usually, if I'm dead center, like right now, I'm dead center. The bezels from the two monitors are right now splitting my face in two, and it's really yeah. Anyway, ah, and I wanted to wear this, but ah, I love this mask. I love this so fucking much. Anyway, yeah, this is. Does it interfere with drinking? Yeah, it does. Yeah, but I used epoxy. This gold mask is a full face mask. Underneath it is like a showgirl mask, this white thing. And then above that is the horns. And on the back, I lined it with cotton balls. And I was wearing that when I would do well, I still do. Well, I mean, all right, let me start over. I do workouts on my main channel, and I used to wear the mask. And the reason I stopped was because the music got stale. Because I was dancing, I do this weird modified belly dance between sets, and what was awesome about it was that it was actually burning extra calories, and the dance was high energy and it involved constant swinging of the hips back and forth. And I think that just burns so many calories, um, that it became like part of the workout. And the music that I recorded for it was basically a knockoff of music I used to hear on like Cinemax on like Friday nights when I was like 14 years old. Um, but it had that optimistic, super positive, uh, semi-sexual, you know, quality to it. Anyway, I'm obviously quite buzzed, so time to start the yoga. And you know what? Let's see something. No, that's not what I wanted. All right. Right now, I'm starting up some software called Reason 12, and I'm gonna run my music. One second. Oh shit. All right, I'm sorry if that was loud, but yeah, everything you're about to hear is played with a MIDI guitar. I forgot the freaking routine. right. I used to lay these out. These are yoga cards. When it comes to yoga, I'm not into like learning the Hindi name for each pose. I'm really more interested in what it does for me physically. Oh, you know what? I'll be right back. All right, starting from the top of the music again. It's been a while. I might kill the music. After this. And there's still yard work to do. Drink with two hands. So the next one is lunge. Oh, I remember. See, nowadays, when I do lunges, I do them for like calisthenics and shit. Like a mixture of cardio and strength training. But I'm just gonna freestyle it for now. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try it like that. First the forward. So I'm looking at the cards right now that are laid out, and I actually might not want to. My electric is right in front of the garbage can, so I'm not gonna. Alright, the next four poses. Yeah, fuck it. That's not a fire hazard, by the way. A joint will not ignite an entire ox yoke. Won't. Google it, it's true. In like 2 months. Oh shit. Oh. I'm not going to do a lot of these. If you've ever had nocturnal leg cramps, you'll understand why. I used to beat the shit out of my legs. And that's the best part of it all, is being able to get up from the ground without using your hands. That's what yoga gave me. And so that's why I love drinking to its existence. And I really think that I'll be getting down on my knees to shoot wasps again. Oh shit, I'm gonna kill the music. So I'm going to do the last 4 poses of my yoga routine. And I don't know, I've said it in past drunk yogas that I hate calling it a routine, and I really do, because the word routine has come to mean mundane and uninspired. But a routine can be something of almost like ritual. Anyway, the towel's just for traction, so I don't like slip and break my neck. Alright, so yeah. I think, yeah, according to the card, I'm doing this wrong. But I like to have this leg on this plane and this arm like this. And I was getting to where I could get my nose to touch my knee. Oh, not anymore. Um, yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but I used to have when I was doing my my fit. Well, I'm still doing it. Wow. Holy shit. um, I have a camera on this wall and this wall, and this wall was my front view, and that would be on the left side of your monitor. The side view would be in the center, and the rear view, which was on that camera there, would be on the right side of your monitor. So you would have a front view, side view, and rear view of me as I went through my workout. And eventually those cameras farted out on me. They're $9 security cameras. Um, um, yeah, that's what they are. Ah, what was I going with that? Oh yeah. Um, so I would watch while I was doing my cardio. I would do like 2 hours of cardio, 3 hours of cardio a day, um, and watch and try to like create planes. You know where my limbs and my torso and my hips were perfectly aligned, and it never happened, but it was fun to watch. All right, so next up is the warrior pose, warrior one, which so, and I would try to line my nose, my hands, my knee, and my foot in the same plane. Oh shit! Oh shit! And one thing I forgot, because if you know me, you know I had like some serious head injuries. Wow. Ah, but I also how you're breathing. You time everything through breaths. Wow. Oh, I gotta start doing yoga again. Oh. You know what? Wow. Should be doing this with yours in my hand. Okay, so erase everything I just did and start again right from here. Wow. 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 Oh, the next one, there are only two left. The next one was always giving me a hard time. Oh, and having a three view really helped me discipline my motion, uh, and really force myself to like force my body to comply with certain planes, and it's not like as pretentious as it sounds. I just want to be able to like draw a straight line right across here. And so I would do this. This is called the triangle pose. And in Hindi is Trikonasana. Trikonasana. Which is interesting to me that has tri in the name. I don't know how to do this with a beer in my hand. Oh, but the idea is for this hand to touch that ankle, and it's just not gonna fucking happen. It's not gonna happen. But this is, to me, or for me, just a great yoga sequence. Because it allows me to become proficient in movements that are functional for me. If you are involved at all in social media fitness, you'll see that over the years, something called functional fitness has become kind of like a vogue subject. And it's been said many times by, people who are much more knowledgeable than I am, that functional fitness or functional training or functional strength patterns are those that allow you to do what you do more efficiently. So, anyway, yeah, the last pose is the wide-legged forward bend, and I turned that into a whole fucking ritual. And I remember, yeah. So it was up and back. Oh, and you got a head rush. Really good head rush. And these two beers are almost done. So that's 8 beers in 70 minutes. I'm really not trying to like set any records or anything like that. If anything, I don't really see inebriation as a source of shame. Ah. Ah. And there's something I've said to a lot of friends of mine, and they'll know what I'm talking about is, counting your blessings. And the fact that I can do this is a blessing. Whoa! The fact that I can get fucked up enough to where I could screw up a very basic movement. Nope. There's something called the risk reward ratio. And paralyzation. Uh, yeah, I'm getting really fucked up. I'm gonna have some coffee in a little bit and maybe do some yard work. Mow the lawn. Ah, this much beer to finish. A mouthful. Well, actually, about 3 or 4 mouthfuls in each bottle. So. Alrighty. Oh shit. Nope. Yeah. Well, there's that point where you know you've had enough. And so I'm going to end this the way I end everything. Many blessings and many thanks. Um, Tomorrow is leg day on my main channel, so I'll be doing my full leg workout, and I hope to see you there. If not, well, there's always Drunk Yoga 6, which will be on June 24th, 10 a.m. I hope to see you there too. Until then, take care and best wishes to you and all you love. Good health, good fortune, and lasting happiness.